Hi everybody, Kimberly Vanderwert with World Awaits Academic Consulting with you again today to talk about something called demonstrated interest. As you guys have been going through your research and you're trying to figure out, what you need to do to get your applications in and what sort of requirements there are, something that you might be coming across is demonstrated interest. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what that is, as well as what you can do to show interest as an international student. So, what needs to be understood, I guess, first and foremost, is that colleges and universities are businesses. And that means that they think like businesses and they run like businesses. And ultimately, what they're concerned about is their bottom line. So, as admissions committees are going through these applications, they're in the back of their mind, they're thinking, okay, is this student interested in coming to our institution? Are they actually going to come? Because when it comes down to it, they have to meet certain requirements with regards to the number of students that they admit and the tuition dollars that they bring in. It's a business. So they want to know that their applicants that are coming through are actually going to accept an offer if they offer to admit them. So that is something that they are particularly concerned with. This is really, in my opinion, exacerbated by the fact that rankings are so huge these days. And there's something that is included in the ranking system called yield. And if you're unfamiliar with what that is, it is basically the number of students who decide to attend the institution after they've been offered admission. And, colleges have a way of sort of manipulating that number so that they can get a higher ranking in, say, US World and News. And so the way that they do that is they make sure that they have a lot of people coming, that they're admitting a lot of people who are going to actually attend the institution. So they want to know that you're interested in the school and that you will likely attend. And so they go through things and they try to gauge really, what is the likelihood that this student will attend our school. So this is something that you can use to your advantage by demonstrating interest. Unfortunately, as an international student, you do have a little bit of a disadvantage because students in the United States, obviously are in the United States. And so they can really easily go visit a school, tour a school, have interviews at the school, which is clearly just more difficult for international students. That said, there are some things that you can and should be doing, in particular because you're up against US students who are able to do some of these things that likely just aren't as much of a probability or possibility for you. So what these things are to first and foremost, go on to the school's websites that you're interested in and sign up for information. Basically, wherever you are on the website, there will be a little block that says, want more information? Sign up here. Just go ahead and do that. I know that you're probably thinking, I'm going to get all this junk mail and I don't want to deal with it and blah, blah, blah. And I get that. You probably will get a lot of junk mail, but you're getting your name and your email into their system. If this is a concern for you, this junk mail, then maybe consider creating an email account specifically for this purpose. Another thing to keep in mind is that these schools have a way of knowing whether or not you actually open their emails. So it's really important that if you do have this other email account that you periodically go through and open these emails up, because if you don't, it's going to raise a little red flag that you're not legitimately interested in this school because you're not reading the information they sent you. So that's the first thing that you can do. The second thing that you can and should do is go through the school websites and figure out who your specific admissions counselor is. It's not the case with all schools, but most schools have admissions counselors take over particular regions. So figure out who covers your region and then reach out to them, send them an email, and engage with them a little bit so that you become a familiar name. And then when your application comes through, they go, oh yeah, I remember this student. One thing that you want to keep in mind, however, is that you don't want to email this person over and over and over again. They are busy, and you really just need to have a couple exchanges with them, and that's it. Also, do make sure that you don't want to create an email that's like a novel. Keep it brief. Introduce yourself, explain why you're interested in the school, and ask a couple of questions that are important to you. You're showing interest that way. And then when they respond to you, even if it takes them a month to respond, because remember, they're reading all these applications and they're really busy, respond to them right away and thank them for their response to you, and then consider asking another question or two or some follow-up comments. But don't go overboard on those. And then, also when you're asking questions, make sure that you're asking questions that are not readily available on the website. If you're asking something that they have on the front page of their website, that admissions counselor is going to know that you're not legitimately serious about their school. After that, the application essay is a very, very important place that you can show interest in a school. And, ultimately, your essay is going to be read in detail by an admissions committee. And so you're going to have their full attention. So use this opportunity to really show, why you want to go to the school and how you're a good fit to the school. And then, finally, really consider following these schools on social media. So find them on Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, what have you, and engage a little bit. These schools have put these sites up in order to learn from and share information with prospective students. So get involved in those communities. The only thing is, I'm sure you've heard about what happened with these students in Harvard and how Harvard rescinded their letters or their offers of admission because of these inappropriate things that they were posting on social media. There's something that we can learn from that, and this is a good place to talk about this, because as you're engaging with these schools through social media, be sure to do or not do a few things. And so I have a few pieces of advice that I have for you with regards to making sure that you have a really clean online presence. And so to begin, go through all of your social media accounts, regardless of what country you're in, because there are people that are familiar with various regions and they know how to look up students and see what's going on in their social networking lives. So go through, make sure that you have an appropriate name, and that you have appropriate content on all of your social media sites. And most likely that would mean locking down your personal account so they can't see any inappropriate photos or inappropriate comments. Just make sure that they can't really see anything. If you want to take it a step further, you can even create a new social media account, if you will, which is a way for you to highlight who you are as an applicant. So put articles up or posts that really show off, your interests and your academic background and things of that nature. It's an option. And then also make sure that you Google yourself. So put your name in a search engine and see what pops up, because it's quite possible that you have friends who have tagged you in a photo, or you commented on a blog post 4 years ago that you don't remember about, and you need to make sure that those things don't pop up when those admission counselors Google, if you will, your name as well. So just go through, make sure that everything is cleaned up and professional, because I think that we've all learned a big lesson from this Harvard situation, and schools really are looking at your social media presence. So go through, clean that up, and then engage professionally with these institutions and their social media platforms. So that's what I have for you guys for today with regards to displaying interest in an institution. Of course, please contact me at worldawaits.net. If you have any questions with regards to what we talked about today, or if you have questions about topics I can address in the future. Also, as you know, I have a multitude of tutorials and workshops and packages to help you guys with anything in the admissions process. So you know where to find me. Let me know how I can be of assistance, and I will see you all next week. Happy college planning.